Welcome to another review of a vegetarian or vegan product by me and Omnivore. This time we've got Artisan Nature's Kitchen Moroccan Spiced Veggie Burger Mix. So yeah, this is a veggie burger mix. It's like a dry pack that you make up into patties and serve as burgers. This I picked up in Lidl, and I think I paid £1.50 for it, because it was in the reduced section. Normal selling price is about £2.75, I think. Anyway, this is a pack of kind of powder or granular stuff that you mix together and make into a patty to serve as a burger. Now, there are two different kind of approaches to veggie burgers. There's one approach where you try and make something that mimics meat. The other one is where you just make something that will fit in a burger bun and can be cooked and served in a similar way to a burger, but isn't trying to be meat. It's just trying to be tasty and hearty. This, I think, falls into the latter category. This is a vegetable burger patty, but it's not trying to be meat. So it makes 4 burgers, and the directions are just to mix it with boiling water, let it stand, and then divide it into patties and then fry it. Ingredients. I'll put this on the screen so you can read all of the stuff on the pack. Cashews, rice flour, peanuts, peanut flour, Moroccan spice, which is sugar, dextrose, salt, cumin, yeast extract, mint, garlic, onion, paprika, cinnamon, turmeric, chili, black pepper, cumin again, and natural flavouring, so twice the cumin. That's weird. Polenta, gluten-free breadcrumbs, which is rice flour, water, dextrose, vegetable fibre, salt, emulsifier, mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, plain caramel and paprika. Green lentils, onion, quinoa flakes, citrus fibre, red peppers, mixed herbs, baking powder, guar gum, salt, black pepper. That's it. Allergens. Well, obviously it's got peanuts in it, so that's going to be the major allergen. But anyway, so yeah, lots and lots of ingredients there, and I'm sure people will have something to say about that. But actually, most of those ingredients are just bits of vegetables and dried grains and things like that. There's actually not very many artificial ingredients in there. Citrus fibre is an interesting one, actually. You quite often see that used as a thickener in spread cheese. Anyway, I'm going to go now take these to the kitchen and have a go at making it. Now, I think I probably should say I'm not going to be trying to make a vegan burger today. I'm going to go for vegetarian, and specifically ovo-lacto vegetarian, so including eggs and milk, which to some people is a weird definition of vegetarian, but it is the most common definition of vegetarian in this country. Anyway, I'm going to go for vegetarian rather than vegan because I want cheese on my burger, and I've got some brioche rolls as well, which have got milk and egg in them. Right, let's crack on. So inside the box there is a packet. This reminds me a lot of stuffing mix. So mix for sage and onion stuffing, for example, often comes in a box and packet exactly like this. And the preparation method is actually quite similar as well, although the ingredients are quite different. I suppose that's not bad for packaging. The box is recyclable. This film is recyclable now actually as well. It smells nice and spicy, and that's what it looks like. Let's just tip that out so you can have a look. Yeah, so it's a granular mixture. It smells really good, actually. It smells really nice. And we need to mix that with 200 ml of boiling water, which is obviously easier to measure in the jug before I add the powder. In goes the mix. Give it a stir. And at the moment it looks really, really wet and sloppy. And that's the same as it does when you do stuffing mix like this, actually. But I think we're going to find that this will hydrate. It's already firming up. Got to let that stand for a bit. Okay, that's the 5 minutes. Let's see what we got. Well, still quite a soft mixture, which is interesting. And now I've got to try and form this into patties. But it still seems very, very soft and kind of wet. But we'll have a go. I think I'm going to do this by putting it into pochette rings on this non-stick stuff. So it says divide into four equal portions. So let's go for about that much. Spoon. So that's about a quarter of the mix. There. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. I can't see how this is going to hold together when it's fried, but perhaps it will surprise me. Okay, not a disaster. Got to say, it smells less appetizing now it's wet than it did when it was a dry mix. But that could just be because I'm smelling kind of uncooked grains here. Hopefully, when it's actually cooked, it will regain a bit of appetizing aroma. Now, if I had 4 rings, I could have done that exactly, but I think we're close enough. Really kind of need a burger press, but I don't have one. I'll have to make one sometime. Okay, well, there we go. So there are 2 different options for cooking these. One is to try to fry them, and the other is to oven bake them. And I honestly don't think those are going to fry. I think they're just going to fall apart because they're just completely wet and soft and gooey. But I think what we'll do then, I will leave 2 of them on this baking sheet and bake them in the oven, and the other 2 I will attempt to fry. So we'll try frying these while the oven's coming up to temperature. So a little bit of oil in the pan. I'm going to use this big pan because it's got a flatter bottom than my small non-stick pan. And honestly, these things, I've done them exactly per the directions, but they are so soft. But we'll try and get them into the pan intact. Well, I managed to get them in more or less okay. I think this is going to be one of these things where we just don't touch those now until they're cooked on one side. So I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit and just gently sizzle them for a few minutes, and hopefully that will firm them up before we try and flip them. The directions say 5 to 10 minutes on each side. So obviously that's not going to be too hot, or else that will just burn. Now that they're cooking, they do actually smell really nice. There's a lovely aroma coming off of here, which is a lot nicer than it was when I just smelled the wet mix. We're getting back to that Moroccan spice aroma. The other 2 are in the oven now, and the timer is going. These have had about 5 minutes on the first side, and they are, well, I can get the spatula under them. Yeah, they look like they've firmed up a little bit. I think they could do with a little bit more cooking than that, but I can always flip them back. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I think we'll just go at this rate. I'm not going to cook them any faster than this because I really want the heat to permeate all the way through and hopefully firm them up a little bit. Okay, I would say those are done. So, heat off. Let's go and get it all assembled. So, nice brioche bun. I'm not toasting it because I don't want a toasted bun. One of those burger patties on there. A little bit of cheese, and the cheese will just melt from the residual heat. Just one spear of pickle, I think. Lettuce. Now, if you think I'm assembling this burger wrong, I mean, I guess you're welcome to think that. But I don't really care. And a couple of slices of tomato, that'll do. I think that's not a bad looking burger. Let's give it a taste. Okay. Well, let's have a look at the texture of these things inside. They are kind of crumbly, but texture's a bit like falafel. Flavour, I'm going to say not great. There is a peculiar sort of almost stale taste to them. They are not out of date, by the way. I'm going to try a bit of ketchup on the bottom here just to see if that helps. Yeah, I mean that's better because you can taste the ketchup and not the burger. Yeah. I don't even know what it is. I wonder if it's the quinoa that I'm tasting. There is just a peculiar stale bread taste. Not sure I'm going to bother eating the rest of that because it's just not that nice. We will have a look at the ones that were baked in the oven. I don't suppose the flavour is going to be any different, but we'll have a look and see what they look like when they come out. So here are the 2 from the oven, and they are a lot firmer, but they also look a lot drier, and they don't look as good. Not that I think appearance is going to offset the weird flavour that they had. Maybe some people like that flavour, I don't know. I found it a little bit weird because it just tasted like stale bread. I was going to say that frying them would be better than oven baking them. I think it's probably truer to say that frying them is less worse than baking them. But yeah, there we go. That's what they look like if you oven bake them. Now, I did only do them for 15 minutes and the pack says 15 to 20, so maybe they'd have gone a little bit more toasty in the final 5 minutes. They have started to brown a little bit around the edges there, but I think they would just end up a bit dry and crunchy. And in case you're wondering, there is not going to be an EVA test for these. Not that I want to use the words I wouldn't feed it to my dog, but I wouldn't feed this to my dog because there's a lot of things in here she probably shouldn't have, all of those spices and so on. Probably not a good idea for her to have this, and I doubt she'd find it appetizing anyway. Now, just to try to be completely fair, I did taste those ones that came out of the oven, and they weren't any better. And I've also fried one of them. So this has been baked in the oven and fried. And let's have a taste of this then. No, it's still a big no. It's still got that weird stale flavour, which I actually think is probably undercooked grains. So I gave it my best shot, but I'm afraid this is not for me. So that was Artisan Nature's Kitchen Moroccan Spiced Veggie Burger Mix. Yeah, not going to rate that very highly, I'm afraid. There was just, the texture's kind of okay. It's not trying to be meat, so we need to understand that. But the flavour is just something weird about it. So I hope that was interesting. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.